So I started working with Brie not necessarily because I was like in a debt situation, but because I understood that I didn't think about money in a way that was helping me grow my business. So I found that I kept finding myself with the same type of client that were maybe a different, slightly different, but the bottom line was they still were either slow to pay or there was just some kind of blockage there, and I was having a hard time attracting a different kind of client. And so I looked at that and realized, all right, I need to be looking at money differently. I need to be thinking about money differently. I need to be using money differently. And it was interesting because on the initial call that me and Brie did, she said, money is a tool just like your drywall knife. And when I had never thought about money in the same way that I think about my tools for work. And so when she explained to me how that was it, that was like the light bulb moment that I was like, this is it. I'm not thinking about money in the right way. I knew I wasn't, but I didn't know exactly how. And the minute she said, money is a tool, you use money the same way you do your tools for work, I was like, okay, this is it. I haven't been using it that way, but I want to. And I knew that she was the lady to teach me. It's not like you start the program and in 2 days you're self-actualized, as Brie would say. It's this process. And so I think the interesting thing that she's taught me is to recognize patterns. And so when I'm going through my business or I'm going through a situation with a client, I can much more easily recognize a pattern of something that's happening and be able to take a step back from it and be like, oh, wait a second, I know what's happening here. And it helps me to address the situation differently. So I think that I'm definitely different in business than I was 6 months ago when I started working with Brie. She's definitely challenged the way that I think about things, challenged me to be a pleasure to work with, and what do I need to be a pleasure to work with. Like her coming into my life definitely lended itself to me hiring other people to do certain things in my business that I didn't want to do. So there was a lot of things that happened that have changed the whole landscape of my business and how I do business, because I'm looking at things differently and I'm looking at my money as a tool and not as some measure of what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. So realizing that I can do things differently and still achieve a level of wealth, to me, was a complete and total game changer. I think that was the biggest realization. I don't have to work myself to death in order to achieve wealth. So that was huge. I think one of the pieces about this that has been so helpful to me as a business owner is it's not necessarily about debt and things. I think a lot of people will kind of see what Brie offers and think, oh, well, that's only for people who are in debt. And the reality is that unless you have been trained to think about money the way that Brie specifically talks about money, you have no idea. So even if you're not struggling with debt, even if you're kind of you're getting by and you're living okay, you don't have any complaints, there is a next level of living. There is a next level of abundance. There's a next level of attraction. There's a next level of manifestation that you can't get to until somebody teaches you about some of this stuff. And so I would encourage people, even if they're like, oh, I'm not in debt, I don't need that. Yeah, you do. You just don't know you need it. And there's a complete other mind shift. Like there's a next level above just getting by. And so that's where I think Brie comes in, and she can cater to anybody wherever you are. Brie's like, I got a program for that, or I have an opinion for that, or I have something to help you with that. And so I think that's where people need to be willing to be like, all right, let's see what this is about, because there's always a next level. And I think she is kind of the raiser of the level. She takes you to the next level. So